Burial, burial, burial is my school. Best education reservoir for young learners just like me. Burial,
Good morning, students at home. Mr. Fortune, the teacher. Today we'll be talking about a topic called musical rest and their values. So we'll get to know what musical rest are, and then also their values. Now, what are rest? Rest naturally is a moment where you take a break from anything you're doing. Okay, it's a period where you get to relax yourself, free yourself from whatever activity you're doing. So the same thing applies to music. Music, rest in music is a period where you stop playing and you just relax. It's a period where you make no sound, nor you don't sing nor play an instrument, just relax yourself. So we'll take that down and continue shortly. Okay, so this is it on the board. Musical rest are moments of silence during a musical performance. So as I told you earlier, it's a moment where you just stop playing and then you sit there and relax. Okay, a rest indicates temporary suspension of sound. A rest is a period where there is no sound at all. Now, assuming you're going to play music from the beginning to the end without resting, you get tired. So the composer knows that human beings are the one playing the music. It's not just robots. So it puts this rest in place so that you can get to relax a while and then continue playing. So we have the types of musical rest. And musical rest are of varying degrees of duration. Okay, we have different kind of rest depending on their duration, that's how long they last. Now they are represented with symbols whose values correspond with the musical note. We talked about musical notes in our previous class last term. Now these musical rests are also represented by symbols whose value are equal to the notes they represent. Now that is why rest take their names from the note. So we have the semi-brief note and the semi-brief rest. These two are of the same value. Semi-brief note has 4 counts, the rest has 4. So rest take their names from their notes. So now we have a table showing the types of musical rest, their names, their symbol, their duration, and their equivalent note. That's the note that takes the same name and the same value with them. So the first one we have here is semi-brief or whole note. The symbol looks like this, and then the duration is 4 count. The equivalent note is a semi-brief note. So the semi-brief rest and note share the same name and the same value. Here have the minimum or half note. It looks like this. So it's an inverted semi-brief rest. This one points upwards, this one points downwards. It has 2 counts, and then the equivalent note to this is a minimum note. The minimum note and the minimum rest have the same value, that's 2 count, and the same name. The third one is a crotchet or a quarter note. So it looks like this, kind of a zigzag shape or something. And then it looks like this or this, okay? Then it has 1 count, and the equivalent note is the crotchet note. So the crotchet note and the crotchet rest have the same count and the same name. The fourth one is a quiver or 8 note. It looks like this. Half count, then that is the equivalent note. The next one is the semi-quiver. This is it. 1/4 count, and then that's the equivalent note. The last one we have here is the demi-semi-quiver. Looks like this, and then 1/16 count. Then that is the equivalent note. So as we said earlier, that rest, a moment of silence in musical performances, because you can't just decide to play music, let's say 30 minutes of music, and then you don't get to rest at least some point. So composers put this rest to make sure that the players get time to relax and retake the music. At this point, we'll take the assignments we have here over there on the board. The first one there says define musical rest. So you tell me what musical rests are. The second one, write the equivalent notes of the following rest. Sorry, this should have been. So, write the equivalent rest of the following notes. These are musical notes. So you write down the note, the rest rather, which are equivalent to this note. Then number 3, we have you write the notes which correspond to this rest. You tell me which notes, you write down which notes which correspond to this rest you have here. So you write the notes, just hyphen and then draw them over there. So a recap, the musical rest, a moment of silence in musical performance. And then these musical notes have their equivalent rest. So musical rest have the equivalent notes rather. Now the first one here is a semi-brief note. Semi-brief rest rather, or whole note. That's the equivalent note. It has 4 count. The medium rest, which is this, has 2 count, and that's the equivalent note, which is a medium note. The third one here is a crotchet that looks like this or this, has 1 count, and then this is the equivalent note. As the crotchet note is equivalent to the crotchet rest, that's they're equal in value. The crotchet note has 1 count, the crotchet rest has 1 count. So the next one is the quiver, looks like this, has half count, then that is the equivalent note. The semi-quiver also looks like this, and then 1/4 count, and that is the equivalent note. The last one here, the demi-semi-quiver, like this, 1/16, that is the equivalent note. So at this point, the assignment once more, we have it here on the board. So do this and submit as soon as you're done. So at this point, we'll say goodbye for now.